What is up, YouTube? I'm back. So this is where we're at. Little rundown. We had a shit year. It was garbage. There's no hay. Well, it was cold spring. Nothing grew. No rain. No hay. None. I made 748 big bales last year through the cloths, which is on the other side of the tent. I made 156 this year, both cuttings, and I didn't even get all of my second cut. We ended up chopping it for haylage, but that's to come next. So here's the problem. It's pretty empty. And today is December 21st of the worst year ever, and I'm going to show you what's been going on. And yeah, so let's do it. We're mixing feed. Here we go. Alright. Oh my god, I'm shaking the camera. I ain't done this in forever. Okay, here we go. The old fucking 4020 doing her thing. Old reliable. Look at this old Butler. Here's the deal with the Butler. The Butler, I didn't pay much for it, but anyway, it had an unloading apron right here, and the chain was bad, the gears were bad, the bearings were bad, and it's been patched like a lot. So anyway, I could get the chain out of Indiana. I think I talked to a guy. It was $500. This thing's not worth $500. So, I don't know if I can guess what they are, but those are the fins off the back of 411 hay vine. Your windrow fins. And we're mixing feed. Here we go. God, climb up here. I just started. So, my hay, my baler, has got a cutter in it. So I'm able to do this, but you've got to be smart about it. See, there's no videos on this shit, so I'm gonna help you out. You can do this, but you got to be smart. You got to use your head. So I put 2 buckets of hay in here already. First, let it mix for a few minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. Then I put 2 buckets of corn silage. And what the corn silage will do is it'll pull them flakes apart. I mean, they're caught already. You see how long this hay is? It's under 6 inches. They're caught already through the baler, but the corn silage will actually yank it and pull the clumps apart and mix it in. This is what, we're not done yet. So we're gonna let this mix another minute. If I don't die when I crawl off. There's the corn silage. The corn this year was 4 foot tall. No rain. The ears were great. But it just didn't have no, I'm not a grain farmer. So, we got a little bit of spoilage here. I want to show you. That's my spoilage, unfortunately. Now, I didn't put nothing on this year. No inoculant, no. I usually do salt. Rain was coming. I didn't have time. I threw the cover on it. And I have less spoilage, figure that out. Okay, we're mixing feed. We'll walk over here, let her mix a minute. I'll show you the barn. I've been working on it. Now this barn is completely built out of cull lumber and rough cut. Like rough cut we made, rough cut we had made for us. And this is where it's at. I worked on it up until the snowstorm, which was the other day, and got these headers or beams or whatever the hell you want to call them. But anyway, this barn is crooked. But cows don't care if it's crooked. They don't care. The tin I got from a friend of mine, who he got from a guy he did some work for. He's a carpenter. I got enough tin to do this whole barn and pay $2,000 for it. That's enough said there. This All this stuff is cull lumber. Everything. You go to your, I hate to even say it, but you go to your local hardware, like your Lowe's, or I don't know if Home Depot does it. Lowe's does it here, Harrington's, and it's twisted. But it ain't twisted now. You know, the poles. There's $4 grand worth of poles here. Every one of these poles was twisted. Every single one of them. Twisted, bent, whatever. Look at that one. Short, so I made them longer. It is what it is. They don't care. Look. You guys care if your barn's twisted? No, they don't care. So here's the girls. And the kids are all together until I get that bay done. Then the kids are going over there. This is what I do for stanchions, or feed bunks, or whatever the hell you want to call it. The curb's a foot tall, might be too tall. Got some blood on here, I cut some horns, don't freak out. Yeah, it might be too tall. They seem to be doing well with it. This board here I put here so the calves, because the calves will walk through. Hey babe. Hi. Oh yeah, you need salt. Okay. They'll walk. So what I do is I put that board so the big girls can stick their heads down, but the calves can't walk through. This board, you can see, oh sorry, is different from that one. I raised the end up because the calves were doing this, but because the big cows push them around. This is the problem with feeding big cows with little cows. This is why I'm putting a barn up to do away with that. So anyway, I got to get back to mixing. But yeah, so here's the barn. Concrete bunk, feed bunk, flat area, whatever you want to call it. I'm not, you know, technical. Inside where they're standing is concrete, 10 foot wide. That's the scrape alley. It goes down here. I go in down on that end. I come down here. Matter of fact, I'm going to scrape it out today because it's pretty nasty. Out here, I got some free concrete, about 10 yards. It wasn't enough. So this is going to be the manure storage or push off area. Right now I'm just pushing manure off. There's a pile there. I just can't, you know, a couple things. The spreader don't have a tailgate on it, so I go driving down the road, but this stuff's pretty liquidy. It's gonna be out the back, so we're working on it, but it's all in progress. So anyway, oh, look at them red guys. There's the old 2+2 hanging on to the bale. We're gonna hook it today because I have got to try and spread some manure. We're gonna go back over here. My tripod, I left the thing to hook my tripod up on my coyote call, so I don't have it. I'm going to try and set you up someplace so you can see this. Now I have no nutritionist. I grew up doing this stuff like everybody else. Back then they didn't care. They mixed feed together and made sure the cows eat it. They never put any thought into it. Now we're doing a little bit of, you know, oh man, ain't even a place for me to sit yet. I'm trying to slow the corn silage down. That's the point of the hay. Slow the rumen. Because they'll pass this stuff through so quick that they won't absorb. There's my firewood pile. They won't absorb any of it. We're going to try and find you a place to sit here. It'll be a lot easier with a tripod. Let's see if this one will work. Or this one. Ah, it's cold. Not a fan of winter anymore. I used to be. Until you get old and you got to be in it all the time. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, one more thing. This video is going to be all messed up. One more thing. I do not have a defacer. There's lots of equipment to make your life easier. I do not have such. I'm going to warm my hands up quick. So what I do to deface is I come in here like this. I use that corner of that bucket. And you want to use 6 inches of the face a day to stay ahead of the spoilage. At the most. So if I use less, whatever. So I just come in here like this and kind of scrape it off. See, I got a little hole there. I'll fix it. And I kind of scrape it off the face. That's probably ready to go. So what I'm doing is 3 buckets of corn silage, 3 buckets of hay, and I might throw a bucket of haylage in there, which the haylage is over there. The haylage is pretty dry, so it's almost like hay anyway. Alright, let's see if we can get you back on this log here. It's going to be a screwed up video, sorry about that. I do not have the right equipment with me today. Let's see, how's that? You see everything? Perfect.
Look.
Oh my God, don't get sick, sorry. I gotta lose these gloves, hold on a second. My hands are so messed up, I can't do anything with freaking mittens on. Here we go. Oh. Alright. The reason I want to emphasize it so much is like, this was really hard. You know, certainly get damn wrong. Oh, that's ice. For me to figure out, I don't even know if I'm doing it right. The other thing is, this is not your normal TMR mixer. Okay, everybody's like, oh, you can't do that. It don't have blades in it. I was going to put blades in it on the order flight. I said, you know what, screw it. I'm going to try it without it. Look at that, cracked kernel. That's good to see. Anyway, so I'm gonna try it. So you can do this, but you gotta be smart about it. You can't rush it. I feed every morning, and it takes me an hour. It takes me an hour. That's what it is. Before I get on doing anything else. But here, I just want to show you mixing. That's 3 buckets of hay, 3 buckets of corn silage. Or no, I think I gotta add another bucket yet. I think. I don't know. We're gonna let it mix. I'll put the haylage in it. Then. Also, the scales do not work on this wagon. Unfortunately, they are toast. I wish they did. So I'm flying. I'm doing fly-by-night. You know, I'm just doing what I think is right. I'm watching their manure. It's pretty pasty. At first, the first week of feeding, I had them like squirt guns. You don't want that. Which I know that. I just, you know, had to try it to figure out I was putting way too much. Well, we ended up cutting a second cut and bale open. And I didn't want to do that initially. My father did it, which is fine. It's not a big deal. We ended up, so I was feeding second cut and hay with 4 buckets of corn silage and 2 buckets of haylage. And they were like squirt guns. So we're trying to do is firm, you know, without a nutritionist and $1 million investment and a TMR. I'm trying to get all I can out of the feed I have. So, and right now the manure looks good. So just, you can see this change. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's changing. There's a Timothy head right there. That's what you want to see. Now this stuff, what I noticed with this is like I give them corn silage. The first day I put them in the barn, okay? Gave them corn silage. I had tons of waste in the bunk. Because the biggest thing with feeding is bunk management. You know, you want to give them enough that they eat, and they don't eat it if they, an old timer I work with, he's like, if I went in the morning and the bunk was empty, I wasn't feeding enough. If I went in the morning and the bunk was full, I was feeding too much. That's all it is. Very simple. So like, I already scraped mine up, but like I get a fine coat of this stuff. Like, they just leave just a little bit. I got it tuned just for that. To me, that's good. Because I push it up and let the calves eat it, or refeed it. I'll remix it. But I really want to show everybody this, because nobody's done this. It's all, you know, I'm going to explain it to you how I understand it. It could be wrong. Could be wrong. You see how that's changing? Look at that. Now the hay will slow the rumen down, so they will get more, they absorb more energy and protein out of the grain if you slow down the rumen. Look at that. People say you can't do this with auger wagons. If your bales are cut, you can do it. See, I make my own bales. I know exactly what I'm feeding and how I'm making it. She drones and grunts. You just gotta let her mix. The biggest thing with doing this with an auger wagon is let it mix. Don't dump a bunch of stuff in it all at once. Looks great to me. I think we're gonna put our haylage in. I think I need another bucket of corn silage. For some reason, the count escapes me right now. I'm pretty sure I said 2, but I think I need it. Looks like I need another one. Alright. Okay, next we're gonna do the haylage. Okay, I gotta get down without breaking my neck. Let's try this. I don't have no fancy skid steer mount, camera mount. I don't think it'll work. It's not gonna work. Hold on, I gotta put you back on the tree. on the log. Back on the log. How's that? Turn you a little bit? good now. We are good now. I think I didn't do a really big bucket. That was only a little one. That's better. I kind of judge it off this hole in the back and how big it is from where the stuff is falling. Again, it don't have any scales. I mean, it has scales, they don't work. So here you go. Now what I noticed with this stuff, when I was, like I was saying, I fed straight corn silage. And let me turn you around, you can look at my beautiful face. I fed straight corn silage, and there was a lot of waste in the morning. That's what I always fed it like. I'd give them a bale of hay and feed straight corn silage. But now, you know, I dug this mixer out, and I'm like, I'm going to try this. So I'm 100% happy with what's going on now. The cows are getting bigger. They're still a little thin on the back, on the hind. I get that boniness in them. And they're beef cows, I just don't know why. I'm pretty sure they're lacking some kind of protein. And I got an idea for a mineral feeder that's gonna happen. I'm gonna try and work on that today. I've been feeding mineral blocks. I've always fed blocks. But I inquired a little bit on Facebook, and actually a couple of good guys, one of them from Germany, I believe, kind of gave me the 411 on the ration and what I should be doing. And another guy suggested lots of mineral. I told him I use block. He said we should switch to loose. So I'm going to make a feeder. Something hopefully the bull won't destroy. Well, she's penned up right now anyway, because the heifers are in with the mothers, and I can't have babies having babies. So, yeah, just nobody ever talks about this. So this is what I came up with. I've been working on this for, well, the barn's been a 2-year project. Getting me to this spot right here where I'm at right now, that's, oh my God, I'm holding the camera down, you're looking at my chin. That's been also multiple years. I'm extremely pleased with my outcome. I'd love to have a big TMR with scales and where I could just dump it in and do it all by the pound. Just not gonna happen. Not gonna happen this year. We've had a terrible, terrible year. I have zero hay to sell. I had to feed all of it. I sold, well, okay, I sold a little bit of it. Maybe 10%. And that's no joke. But I've had to feed a lot of it. So no hay to sell means no income. And that's where we're at. Man, that looks good to me. Alright, I'm going to try and do this. It's good and mixed. It's good and mixed. This is the consistency I like. It almost looks like prairie corn silage. Let's try and feed it. I don't know if I can do it with a camera. Oh, yeah. I can try. They are patiently waiting. I'm going to try and do this with the camera. I don't know how this is going to go. Oh, sneak peek, new edition. Oh, 2 here and come down here and spread this out. There we go. Rock. Sorry about my language. You get old, you get grumpy. Alright, so if I put poly on this, it would probably slide off a lot better. I just haven't done it yet, or come across it. Do it. That is GMR mix and a auger wagon. Do not tell me it can't be done. Okay. Hey everybody. Let's park the tractor. I'll show you something else then. Back up and run a camera. Get over there. There we go. There we go. Like a glove, baby. Okay. Look at my hand. Alright, that's that. So, another little useful tip. These things, block heaters, right? Block heaters, lead cords, burn barns down. I don't care what you say, they're fuses. So, this little bugger, Lowe's. Oh, my vines are out of control right now. The snow is pulling down on this one. See, this is the stuff you gotta watch. Little timer. I set it for the morning. Block heaters turn on, warm up, block heaters turn off. I don't leave machines plugged in all night. I don't believe in it. You will burn your barn down eventually. Alright, so before I push this up, what I noticed when they were eating, you know, again, separate corn silage, hay separately, they pick. I still got a couple of them that'll nose around. You gotta watch them. But most of them, if you look, let's see if I can get one to eat. They're like, why are you videotaping us? Okay. Come on, somebody take a bite. If you watch them eat, this is what I do. Come on. See that? See that right there? That's mouthfuls. They don't pick. No nosing, no scurrying around, pushing stuff around. They take mouthfuls. So that's how I know that they like it. I gotta push it up. See this one? I can't reach it. And they're waiting patiently. Yeah, so that's about it for this one. Got some Amazon special solar powered lights. So in the you know, so what I do is like I feed during the day. I was feeding at night too, and the problem is it gets dark and then there's no. That's the only lights I have, and they get pushing around in here, and it's just not good. So I'll feed them in the morning. I put that much down. Sometimes a little more. It all depends. If it's real cold, obviously, if it's real cold out, they're going to use a lot more energy to stay warm. That's the point of feeding in barns and stuff like that. That's what, to cut back on their energy use so they consume less feed more efficiently. Okay, so I'll feed this. I'll come back here at 3, 4 o'clock. Well, I'm always here, but I come check out at noontime, check the bunk, see where they're at, what they're doing. Mouthfuls. I love watching them just eat. It's pretty satisfying. See what they're doing, make sure they're good. I will come back at 3, 4 o'clock, depending on what I'm doing. Whenever I can get here, sometimes it's dark, hence the lights. And I will push up what's left here. And they will finish it overnight. And by morning, the bunk's pretty much empty, and I get like a half a bucket that I push down there, and the kids pick through it. And then at every 2 days, 2 or 3 days, depending, I will scoop that out and get rid of it, and it goes on the manure spreader. And that's it. So this is what we're doing. There is water in here. I got waters in. There's one in this bay. These waters are not in. The one in the back is still there. That's in. Yeah. We're just going to keep working on it. We didn't get that snow last weekend. I think it was last weekend. Whatever day it was. I'd have had this other section done. And I'm just waiting for the sawmill to finish up my 2-bys, because then I tie it into that building, finish this section. But this one here, I believe, is going to be for the youngins. I'm going to either buy another water if I can afford it, which is pretty tough right now, or I'm going to take the blue one out of the back and put it between these two. That way, if I can use these two. So these 2 bays have water, these 2 bays have water. The idea of this is to separate them by age and size, so that the little cows can grow just as good as the big ones. They're just, you know, there's no competition. That's the problem with feeding together, is competition. I don't care what you do. If you put a bale out in the middle of that pasture, they will beat each other until the pecking order is shown, and the big cows will eat and the little ones won't. I still have 2 that I have to make sure have to eat. One of them is actually eating right now. It's that little, the one with the red head and the white on her forehead. Not the black one with its head up, the other one. Her mother died back in the fall. She was an old cow. I was still feeding bales over the fence. I put a bale over the fence. She was fine. They were eating. I put 2 bales over the fence. They were fine, they were eating. I came back next morning, calf was hollering. And when I hear calves hollering like that, you can just tell if you're around these things enough. So I went looking, I found Mom. I don't know. I don't know what happened to her. Could have been old age. She was an old cow. She seemed fine, but anyway, such is life. Such is life. Got to keep moving forward. Okay. I've gotten some new subscribers in the past couple months. Thank you. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming. I just get busy. I got kids and life and, you know, work. But thanks for watching. I'm supposed to tell you to comment, rate, and subscribe. If you haven't, please do. I appreciate it. Click that bell, whatever corner of the screen it's in. Support my channel. I don't do this for money. I try to help, you know, because nobody really, you know, explain things so people like me can understand them. I guess. I don't know. I'm just rambling. Comment, rate, subscribe. Thanks.